So developing teachers, you are going to deliver the slide-based content in these presentations directly instead of using the videos with your students. So what I mean by that is we go to the slide, and again, most of them are going to have bullet points on one side and the slide or the video over here. Okay. Now, for you developing teachers, what you're going to do is before you do this, before you go over the content with your students, you're going to watch the video for yourself, and that's going to go over different concepts. It'll give you some examples. Generally speaking, it'll kind of model something maybe. And you want to listen to that and then get some ideas from that, come up with your own version of this and how you're going to explain it to your students. So for you, you're going to watch the video as a way to get you sort of up on content and ways to explain it, and again, sort of different kinds of examples you can give. But then when you actually deliver it with students, you're going to use the bullet points. Okay, so you're going to be walking off these bullet points. So you can read them specifically one at a time out loud, but then you need to do your own follow-up in the same way that the video does to explain a little bit about these things. It's not really enough to just say it's easy to have a growth mindset when things are easy or you are feeling good, right? Explain that a little more, expound on it again, and the video should give you some examples. But you're going to walk through that with the students in your own pace. You might illustrate it on the side, and then you move on to the next slide. So you don't need to play the videos, right? Again, it's really important. Watch the videos before you decide this, because it's going to give you some content knowledge and ways to follow up and some examples that you might not have otherwise. The bullet points alone are not going to give you enough to just really teach this and walk through it. So really want to emphasize that. Watch the videos yourself. Again, in some of the videos will have specific visuals that will be really necessary to explain what's going on. So you need to be watching these videos to understand what those visuals might be, because you might need to use them for the students to actually get what's going on. And so also another thing you can do is maybe when you go through those, you see that a couple of them have specific visuals that you think are particularly useful. For those slides, then, maybe you're going to actually play the video, right? So maybe most of them I'm going to go over the bullet points, explain it in my own language. I'm going to give some personal examples that go with it, or some examples that are more relevant to my students, because it's going to be different, right? For your class than it is for maybe the students I work with. There might be a slightly different way you'd want to explain it. You know them best. But then again, maybe I run into the fact that, hey, I think some of the visuals that go with self-sabotage or a specific turn of phrase is really useful, and I'm not able to do it myself. So then maybe that video is one I'm actually going to play for the students, so they see kind of some of the walkthrough and some of the visuals that go with it. Okay, so you can use it kind of both, right? So again, watch the videos yourself, and from there decide, okay, here, how am I going to deliver these bullet points in a way that students understand? Or, hey, here's a visual I need to use, so I'm going to actually just play it. Again, it's up to you how you're going to do that, but make those decisions. But again, you do not need to play the videos for everyone, and don't just read this and move on, right? You need to explain it a little more and give some connections or interact with your students to make it have more impact.